What is good? It's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today, guys, we're gonna be talking about the guaranteed Victor Wembanyama in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM, as well as Banchero in the pack market. Again, the community is kind of split on this, whether they like it, whether they don't like it. I'm personally a big fan of it, and I'll explain why. But yeah, I mean, last week it was basically one pack for 200,000 VC, and you could choose between Kristaps Porzingis and KD. I was expecting them to do that with Wemby, but this week they allowed you to get both of them. Now, again, since they are the same position, I wouldn't recommend getting both of them, and I'll explain who I'd recommend you guys picking. But again, I do like it. Would I open this? No, okay? I would not open this unauctionable invincible because none of those guys are, in my opinion, top 3 at their respective positions. Now, here's what to look at, okay? Pack odds, 24% chance to pull a dark matter out of singles. Now, if you do open here, if you do open the 20 box, here's what you're looking at basically with pack odds up. It's still at a 24%, so that's the exact same thing there. No topper as well. So, I mean, is there any really advantage to opening the 20 box? Not really, okay? So, I mean, we have seen it in the past, I think even with the super packs, right, with toppers as well as better pack odds. That's not the case with the Friday packs. They are all the same. Now, why do I like the fact that there are guaranteed Wembys and guaranteed Bancheros? Because somebody could spend thousands of dollars, thousands of their actual money, opening these packs and not pull Wemby, not pull Banchero. This is basically saying, and I'll pull up the VC prices for you guys today. This is basically saying that, look, if you spend $50 or if you spend $100, you can get both Banchero and Wemby and still have some some leftover for next week. Now, the popular topic is, well, the game's gonna be dead in a month. Well, yes, okay, I get that. But for the next month, who could possibly come out at this small forward position that's better than Wemby? I don't think anybody. And so I think it's pretty similar to like the Kevin Durant thing, in which Kevin Durant, in my opinion, is by far and away the best shooting guard in the game. In which if you bought this KD, you've been able to use him for the past week and he has the best shooting guard in the game. This next week, he's going to be the best shooting guard in the game. And so it's no different than early on, right? Like, even if you used to, buy the other stuff, not VC, it's no different than losing your value on players, right? To me, it's no different than locking in for Tim Thomas, Pink Diamond, who I guess Tim Thomas lasted, 2 or 3 months. But still, you had to lock in 500,000, MT at that time. And, depending on how much VC you spent to do that, is it worth it? It's no different than you buying a player week 1, this Pink Diamond Steph Curry, who lost half of his value in a couple of weeks. It's no different than that. It's just the way the game is. It's the MyTEAM mode. And my whole thing is, this is a much better system than before, because we've seen it even with the price of KD, which I want to talk about. I'm guessing his price will go up today, as Endgame's price. It's expensive, players' price always does. But I love it because now the price of Banchero is going to be affordable. The price of this, and I know right now it might not seem like it, but the price of Invincible Victor Wembanyama is still not going to be super expensive. Now, he is super rare, especially look at how many Wembys there are. I mean, there's maybe 20 Wembys on the market. So he's probably going to be super expensive. I mean, even with everything. But if you look at the price of Endgame Banchero, he is going to be decently cheap as well. I mean, the big thing here is Wemby is really, really rare to pull. And so that's where like the invincible guaranteed Wemby might be worth it for you guys. Because again, the unauctionable part of the card at this stage of my team, I'm not super worried about. Because for me, you're not going to probably want to sell him until very late in the MyTEAM cycle anyway. So obviously, if you're going to open one of these, open Invincible Wemby. He is so much more worth it than Banchero. Banchero, in my opinion, you're probably going to be able to get for like 300, 400,000 MT, maybe even cheaper when his price does settle. Wemby, he's going to be the expensive one, right? Wemby is probably going to be a while before he's, under $1 mil, consecutively, because again, he is probably going to be really, really rare to pull, but he is the best player in the game. So that's the whole part about it. For me, I like the fact that we're continuing to not only get these, but these are growing, right? Because last week you had to choose between KP and KD. Obviously, KD was the right choice. But this week, if you wanted to, somebody could buy Banchero, buy Wemby for, you know, less than $100, okay? Or $100 and have leftover VC. And with that, they're getting two of probably the top 20, 30 cards in the game. Wemby's the best card in the game. Banchero's probably, I don't know, maybe even top 10. He's just a little undersized at that 3. But I like that. And then if they want to, they can get a guaranteed invincible. I wouldn't recommend it, but they could. And then, you know, they'll have the whatever leftover VC to open whatever they want. That's why I personally like it. Because if you go like, you know, the average person and rip singles, what are the odds you rip Wemby? What are the odds you pull a Banchero? The odds are so small. You're going to pull a next card. The odds of you pulling, you know, that invincible is not good at all. You're going to be pulling Keyonte George. You're going to be pulling Cason Wallace if you do open packs. And so that's my whole thing is, instead of spending money on VC to open 20 boxes and hoping that you can get invincible Wemby, you have the option to just spend $50 and get him straight away. So that's kind of my whole perspective, because I could open 15 different 20 boxes and not see anything. Now, this pack is obviously juice. You guys can see, okay? We got a Galaxy open, Dark Matter. But even if this, right? I know deep down, right? I'll take whoever this Galaxy open was. It looks like Kobe Bryant all-time card. But the odds of this being Wemby, right, is so small. And then you could pull a Wemby and it could be the next Wemby as well, who is just not nearly as good. So I'm just, for me, grateful that 2K has done this. And I know a lot of people aren't necessarily, you know, gonna agree with me on that, but that's okay. I'm perfectly okay with that. I pull a really good card in Anthony Black, or okay, I pulled one of the Thompson twins. I thought it was Anthony Black at that point guard position. But again, I'm grateful for this. Am I gonna spend money on the game? No, but that's my personal mindset. I don't like spending money on my team this late, especially. But I'm going to be honest with you. If the whole 250K situation didn't happen like it happened this year with the buy in MT, I would 100% buy Wemby. That's just my opinion. I'm just one. I'm not personally, this is my opinion, spending money on the game with how they handle 250. That's my, I promise you guys what happened. I would not spend money on the rest of this year, and that's my promise. So that's kind of where I'm at with things. Obviously, if you guys want to spend money, I would get Wemby. The rest, I wouldn't spend, okay? You can get Wemby, not buy anything else. That's kind of what I would recommend if you wanted to. Because here's the deal. If you spent $50 last week and $50 this week, you got KD and Wemby. I mean, those two can carry you in whatever you want to do. You can build a budget team around those two and be just fine. So am I recommending you spend money? No. But I'm just telling you, if you don't want to spend money on the Wemby and you want Wemby, be expecting to pay over $1 million MT. Like, this card is going to be expensive for a very, very, very long time, because he's just not being pulled out of packs at a really high rate. Let me know your thoughts on the two guaranteed Dark Matters and Endgame Banchero as well as Wemby. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.